This is a special presentation of Tiger Sports on Alamo Sports and Talk 1230 and 101.9 FM.
Good evening and welcome to Tiger Stadium. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk 1230 101.9. And it's another edition of Tiger Football. I'm Charles Winicky. Thanks so much for joining us. Senior nights here at Tiger Stadium as Alamo hosts Las Cruces, the #1 and undefeated Bulldogs in town tonight. Just 2 games left in the regular season, final home game of the season. And the Tigers will get a much-needed bye week next week before a season finale at Clovis to finish up the regular season. Well, this is going to be a tough matchup. I don't think I really needed to preface that, telling you it's the #1 team. But you got a bunch of small, I'll say small amount, 12 seniors, not a bunch in this Tiger group, but they want to go out on a high note tonight. Certainly would be a especially high note if they were able to pull off a victory this evening. And similar to last week, if Alamo wins that game against Carlsbad, if they win this game tonight, I think pretty safe to say that this team's headed to the postseason. But it would take Alamo's best effort of the year. And as I always say, some games, even when you play your absolute best, it's not enough. And against a team the quality of Las Cruces, that very well could be the case tonight. So just got to control what you can control and see how it tips out at the end. But the Tigers will certainly give it their all this evening against a team that has so far beaten everybody they've gone up against, and they've put up some big numbers offensively. They've scored 60 points a few times this year. They've scored 50 a number of times as well. This is a high-powered offense that Alamogordo will go up against tonight. Noticing that the seniors and their families are lining up over on the far side, so they're getting ready for that. With the remainder of the team on a knee in the south end zone. And I believe the athletic training staff is also being recognized tonight as well. And I don't think I left it in Coach's interview. I don't remember. But I don't believe the Alamogordo High School cheerleaders have any seniors on their squad this year. Normally, the cheerleaders would get recognized on football senior night. But there are no seniors. So the athletes are lining up on the far side. Looks like Nate Best, the quarterback, will be the first one that will be recognized. And the Tigers have, Jesse Gilles and Vince Esteron as a senior. Keaton Arona, Drake DeRezzo, John Hockman, Kamari Patterson, Damian Moreno, Caden James. Did I say Aiden Vasquez? Hopefully I said Aiden Vasquez there. Dominic Padilla and Jameis Alexander, Riley Morgan, Aiden Paredes, and Diego Ortega and James Garcia, all seniors. And then, unfortunately, I don't have the list of, I don't think I have the list of ATs, student ATs that are seniors this year, but I should have asked David Maldonado because he certainly would have had that for me. But congrats to all the seniors. It's a special night for them and their families and all the work that they've put in with this program, and certainly deserve a lot of credit for all the time and effort that they've put in. For sure. When we return, we're going to hear from Alamogordo Tigers head football coach A.J. Sisko, who chatted with us yesterday. And then we'll be a little bit closer to kickoff. This is the Otero Federal Credit Union pregame show. The Alamogordo Tigers and the Las Cruces Bulldogs kick off in about 25 minutes. So stay with us. You're listening to Tiger Football on Alamo Sports and Talk.
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
Join Stand Up to Cancer and Jazz Pharmaceuticals to raise awareness of small cell lung cancer and accelerate the pace of research. Ask your healthcare provider about screening options that might be right for you or a loved one. Visit standuptocancer.org/lung to learn more.
Take advantage of OSU's Visa Platinum credit card for those extra school expenses. It offers a low intro rate of 2.99% APR on purchases and balance transfers for 12 months. OSU now offers buy now, pay later installment payments, and tap to pay convenience. Apply online today. Visit www.oterofcu.org. 13.96% to 18% APR after 12 billing cycles. Based on credit worthiness, all loans subject to credit approval. Other restrictions may apply. Installment payments available after intro rate expires. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Remember, if something seems too good to be true, it often is. This is AJ from First National Bank. Trust your instincts and stay vigilant to online fraud. Protect yourself from becoming a victim. Think before you act. If you have any concerns, contact your bank for further assistance.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Use the equity in your home to finance your dreams. This is Leanne Bain from First National Bank. Plan that special vacation, those home improvements, or simply pay off high interest rate bills. It's easy. Apply for your home equity line of credit today.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to credit approval.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle,
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. You're listening to the Otero Federal Credit Union pregame show. Let's check in with Alamogordo Tigers head football coach A.J. Sisko as he looks back at last week's game against Carlsbad and this week's matchup against Las Cruces High School.
Now, coming off, a tough loss against Carlsbad, and, it was kind of the similar things we talked about with Centennial, just, plays here or there, getting off the field on third and fourth down. Obviously, the 4th and 10 towards the end of the game was, kind of the key moment, but there was a lot of things that led up to that. And, we talked about kind of the similarities between the two teams. Both of you guys knew what you wanted to and need to do to win that game, and credit Carlsbad. They made a few more plays last week.
They did, and that's a credit to Coach Sanders, his staff, and that football team this year. In their crucial situations, they made more plays in those crucial situations than we did, and that's the frustrating part. And our kids knew the expectation going into last Friday and what our plan was. And you see at times when we executed really well. I mean, we ran, and then at times when we can't get off the field, or we never had a 3 and out, but we would have a first down, and then we would make a poor decision, or we'd blow a screen game call, and now we're 2nd and 20 with Nathaniel with Best trying to make a play out of nothing. That's stuff that you live with, and that's what, as frustrating as it can be when Best takes a sack on one of those, it's, hey, you live with it and die with it, because he does make a lot of really good things happen, so then we got to accept when stuff like that goes south for us. But frustrating is kind of the nice way to put it, for sure, and that's a game that we felt like we kind of really dominated offensively at times. We got stops when we needed to, but then when we get into those crucial situations, we couldn't make plays. I want to say we dropped 2 picks that probably would have been game changers. It was just frustrating. Our kids didn't make the plays when they needed to in the crucial situations, and that's something that we went back on Monday morning and we talked to them about. Like, hey, we had the opportunity. We got to look in the mirror now and be men about it and handle it the right way. And I thought they've done a great job since we've seen them Monday morning.
Hell, you have to put that behind you. For the second time this season, you get one of the Cruces schools coming off a bye week on a short week for you guys, and it's the best team in the state right now in Las Cruces, and they provide all sorts of challenges for pretty much anybody in the state, and obviously we'll do that for you guys this week.
No, for sure. But like what we told our kids last week is we got to win 2 of our last 3 games. Well, we still have that same opportunity So we still approach that mindset. When we got as disappointing Friday was, as soon as the game was over, we told our kids, hey, we still control our own destiny. We don't need help from anybody else. I mean, if we do what we're supposed to do, we're still going to be in the playoffs. And then when you play the number one team in the state, you have nothing to lose. Like you get to play free. It's an opportunity to take on a quality football team that's played really well and beat Cleveland and beaten everybody they're supposed to, and has not played an easy schedule. I mean, they challenge themselves. It's a really good football team, but you have nothing to lose. I mean, and our kids have kind of embraced that this week. We have nothing to lose. We have everything to gain. We can guarantee our playoff spot with a win on tomorrow night. So embracing that mentality of it's kind of us against the world, and that mentality, and it's not and I tell our kids all the time, I use the analogy, there's times that we've taken knives to gunfights. And I said, now we're at the point now where we're not taking knives to gunfights. We've got to have that mentality that we can play with anybody if we do what we're supposed to do. And showcasing that on senior night against the number one team in the state will be a special deal.
Yeah. Offensively for you guys, I know the injuries have certainly caused problems for your ability to do all the things that you want to do. But, it's one of those that you just have to go with what's out there and, try to, get things back rolling. What kind of challenges does Cruces' defense present for you guys?
They're going to play man across the board. They're going to put 7 or 8 in the box. And that's kind of what we get with anybody anyways. Defensively, like their D-line, they return 1 starter, and he's good. He's a 3-year starter, but they've got 3 sophomores that start for them. They've got the Walter kid playing linebacker, who started as a DN last year, a sophomore, and his brother was a stud inside linebacker for him last year as well. And they're going to come, and they're going to load the box and dare you to throw and beat their man coverage, and I think our athletes will match their athletes in that regard, so we're going to take our chances down the field vertically and try to get them loose in the box and let us get going. But one of the big things that we've got to do, and we've struggled the last 2 weeks against Centennial and Carlsbad, is when we've missed some linemen that are crucial to us, and then trying to plug some spots. That those guys have to play better, and we've got to do a better job up front of communicating with the young guys that are in there and executing. Because at times when we do it correctly, even with the backups in, they're really good, and then at times when we don't communicate, we screw up blocking schemes, and that puts us behind the sticks, which is where we don't want to be. So offensively, we got to be able to control the clock, same mindset of who we are, and do a better job communicating effectively, and then take our shots down the field and see if we can match athletes.
And for you all defensively, I mean, what are the keys against obviously a very potent offense that is just putting up 50+ or sometimes 60+ points against teams this year?
They return almost everybody offensively besides the line. All their skill kids are back. And they graduate their senior line, and then they just get new ones that are bigger. So it's
what a nice thing, right?
Rich get richer.
Yeah.
But you go to the quarterback, Gunnar Guardiola. He's the kid that when we knocked out their starter his freshman year, he had to come in and play against us, and then has been the starter ever since. And then you go to the running back, Daniel Amaro. He might be one of the best running backs in the state. One of the things that's shocking is he's not getting as recruited as I think he is, and that could be a size thing, but he is explosive and dynamic. He's going to touch it a ton. Guardiola, with his leadership and being able to play so long, he gets to throw to the 3 receivers who are legit. And then you got a kid like Francisco Winnikoff, who's a 3-year kid, who's big, physical, and can just blow the top off of coverage. So defense, we got our hands full. And our Cruces is who they are. They're going to line up. They're going to run the football. They're going to run their counter schemes, and they're going to run play action to take shots vertically with their big receivers and skill kids. That's who they've been for a long time. That's who they're going to continue to be. It's us being in a good situation and aligning correctly, and then just playing free. I mean, that's one of those things we've talked about. Play free. We're playing the number one team in the state. We got everything to gain, and all the pressure should be on them.
It is senior night, and you got a group of guys obviously that have some of them played since they were sophomores and have maybe been in the program since they were back on the freshman team, but been on varsity since they were sophomores. And it's not a huge senior class this year, but you definitely have a lot of guys that have been crucial to this year being successful and showing improvement in previous seasons as well.
Yeah, you go to our seniors, and we've lost some seniors with injuries throughout the year. I mean, we've only got, I think we're down to 12 that can actually are healthy enough to play, and that's a struggle, and that breaks your heart for kids and those guys that have been in our program for 4 years. You talked about the guys that have been here since freshmen. Out of our 16 seniors, I want to say 14 of them been here since they were freshmen, and it might even be 15 have all been in this program, have put everything into this program that we've asked, and so when they get the opportunity, this will be their last chance to play at home in the stadium under the lights and have that environment. It's a special deal. It's a sad deal for them. We know it's not the end of our journey as a football team this year, and it's not the end of their journey for some of them as football players in their career as well. But it's a special thing because those guys have done a lot for our program, and I'm forever grateful to every senior that's come through and the guys that when I first got here in 2017 that laid the groundwork for these kids to have the success they have. it's going to be tough to say goodbye to him. Hopefully we don't have to say goodbye to him for another few weeks and make sure that goodbye is in November and a happy moment. But it's going to be a tough moment for a lot of them walking off that field the last time. And a lot of them are from this community that are born and raised here, and they grow up just all they dream about is being a Tiger on Friday nights. And so as a former football player, I remember my senior night vividly and walking off the field the last time in my home stadium, and that's a tough thing to do. I can't imagine. I don't think people who aren't a part of this know what it's truly like to walk off that field and know you'll never get to do that again the rest of your life. And that's one of the things that we tell our kids and we educate them about is when you're done playing football, you don't ever play again. It's not like any other sports. You can go play a pickup game, basketball, or an adult league. And when we're done with this football season this year, those seniors will take off the helmet and the jersey, and they're never going to put it on again the rest of their life. And that's heartbreaking. So our underclassmen want to perform well and play well for those seniors and make sure they're successful on their last home game in Tiger Stadium and in front of their community. And our seniors definitely want to do that. And so we need everybody out there to support them, send them off. They've been a huge part of our success the last 3 years. And being competitive in the biggest classification, and that's something that we want to reward them for and make sure they're recognized for what they've done.
Transform your home with Ochoa Stucco. Whether it's a fresh look or a durable finish, their expert team delivers quality and style. Say goodbye to bland exteriors and hello to stunning curb appeal. Ochoa Stucco, always a flawless finish. 442-6745.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Take advantage of OSU's Visa Platinum credit card for those extra school expenses. It offers a low intro rate of 2.99% APR on purchases and balance transfers for 12 months. OSU now offers buy now, pay later installment payments, and tap to pay convenience. Apply online today. Visit www.oterofcu.org. 13.96% to 18% APR for 12 billing cycles. Based on credit worthiness, all loans subject to credit approval. Other restrictions may apply. Installment payments available after intro rate expires. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Use the equity in your home to finance your dreams. This is Leanne Bain from First National Bank. Plan that special vacation, those home improvements, or simply pay off high interest rate bills. It's easy. Apply for your home equity line of credit today.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to credit approval.
Remember, if something seems too good to be true, it often is. This is Emily from First National Bank. Trust your instincts and stay vigilant to online fraud. Protect yourself from becoming a victim. Think before you act. If you have concerns, contact your bank for further assistance.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the games!
Welcome back to Tiger Stadium. You're listening to the Otero Federal Credit Union pregame show on Alamo Sports and Talk. The senior night festivities have finished up, and the Alamogordo Tiger Band has made their way around the track, so they are here playing the fight song a couple of times, and we're edging closer to kickoff, which is about 10 minutes away. Alamogordo versus Las Cruces Bulldogs. Let's talk a little bit about Las Cruces. Coach talked about it a little bit in his interview. But Gunnar Guardiola, who has been the starter for 3 full seasons, plus a little bit more, I think, in his, he played a little bit in that freshman season. And I'll be honest, I remember that game. It was one of those you watched him and went, yeah, he's going to be really good as a freshman. You don't see a lot of freshman quarterbacks on varsity. It's unusual. You don't see a lot of freshmen on varsity pretty much ever. So But he's thrown for over 1,400 yards, 13 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions this year. He's averaging about 200 yards per game through the air. This is a really balanced team. 1,400 yards passing this year, almost 1,700 yards rushing, so they can beat you in both ways. They rack up just a ton of offense. And Daniel Amaro, the running back, is as good as advertised, over 1,000 yards rushing through just 7 games, averaging 152 yards a game. And this number is the one that just, crazy. Is 25 touchdowns this season. That is a massive number. They definitely, I'm sure when they're near the goal line, but I would imagine he's also got some long runs this year as well, so that plays into it too. But, yeah. And on top of that, you just look as a team, they're averaging about 10 yards a carry this year. It's just, that's pretty incredible what they've been able to do offensively. And then they've got a good wide receiving core. Number 2, Francisco Winikoff is a talented guy who's got 6 touchdowns, 35 catches this year. Amaro's also got 12 catches for 270 yards and 2 touchdowns. You'll want to watch out for the screen game, I would imagine, a little bit. Number 7, Jacob Misquez, has got 303 yards receiving and a touchdown this season, so they kind of spread it out pretty evenly across the board. And then defensively, they've got some absolute studs as well. Now, I always preface total tackles. When you throw in assisted tackles, that's kind of a stat that maybe doesn't have all of it's not as a clear stat as a solo tackle is. But he already has 107 tackles altogether, 56 solo does Denton Walter. And he also has 7 sacks this season to go on top of that. I didn't look tackle. Yeah, 13 tackle for loss this season. This team has got 22 sacks as a team, which Alamo's had a little bit of trouble protecting the quarterback in recent weeks. So that's something to watch out for tonight. And you also throw in Hunter Parmenter as well, who's a linebacker. And number 20, Devin Alba, out the defensive back position. He's got 69 tackles on the season as well. They haven't turned teams over a bunch this year. 4 picks, 2 fumbles, forced fumbles. So haven't been especially ball hawking on defense, but I don't think they've necessarily needed to be because the defense has been so good. They haven't, needed that for the most part. Overall this season, looking at their schedule, opened up with a 61-6 win over Mayfield, 38-20 they beat Volcano Vista, 47-22 over Rio Rancho. Really the only close game they've been in is against Cleveland, and they won that game 38-34 on the road. In district, they've just been absolutely cruising, 52-13 over Hobbs, 55-0 over Oregon Mountain, 56-6 over Clovis. They have been very impressive, and they're coming off a bye. Alamo's coming off a short week. I would say that the cards are a little lined against Alamogordo, unfortunately, but I will say Alamo's dealt with this already once, having to play on a short week against one of the big Cruces schools. And I thought they handled it well against Centennial a couple weeks ago. I thought they played pretty well, so we'll see how they manage that tonight. For Alamogordo, it's the same things that we've talked about pretty much all throughout the season, which is their ability to run the football with Bryson Bloom and Nate Best and see if they can sprinkle in some passes here and there, maybe get Nathaniel Sarasaris going a little bit. But certainly Nate and Bryson are going to be the big keys offensively. For Alamogordo defensively, Bryson is another one, Damian Moreno, Nathaniel Sarasaris, and if they can get Las Cruces into 3rd and 4th downs and get them off the field when they get those opportunities. They may not come very often. I mean, again, you look at the points that Cruces has put up this season, that may be a very difficult deal for the Tigers tonight. So it's one of those things that we'll have to see how Alamo's able to find some stops on defense, or force a turnover or two. That would be the obvious other one. And then if you do get those turnovers, if you do get short fields, have to cash in with 6 every time against a team of this caliber. So it's one of those where Alamo just can't have the mistakes. They've got to be able to make the plays and take advantage of any miscues that Las Cruces has tonight as well. So a big challenge ahead for the Tigers. We will see what we get this evening. All right, we'll go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back. Thanks for listening to the Otero Federal Credit Union pregame show, and we will be back with kickoff here on Alamo Sports and Talk.
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Take advantage of OSU's Visa Platinum credit card for those extra school expenses. It offers a low interest rate of 2.99% APR on purchases and balance transfers for 12 months. OSU now offers buy now, pay later installment payments, and tap to pay convenience. Apply online today. Visit www.oterofcu.org. 13.96% to 18% APR after 12 billing cycles. Based on credit worthiness, all loans subject to credit approval. Other restrictions may apply. Installment payments available after intro rate expires. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Did you know that First National Bank is the only locally owned and operated bank in Otero County? This is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Our associates are the best. Not only do they provide great customer service, but they also serve in various roles with organizations in our community. They help at schools and even raise money for scholarships at NMSUA. Does your out-of-state bank or credit union care about our community like we do? Come see our friendly and knowledgeable associates today.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
The Winner Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winner Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winner Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Are you ready to make a real difference in your community? Introducing the New Mexico Army National Guard. Serve your community with pride and become a part-time hero. Join our dedicated team and enjoy the adventure of a lifetime. Get full-time benefits without sacrificing your current career or education. When disaster strikes and your community needs assistance, you'll be there to lend a helping hand. So don't miss out on the opportunity to receive education, adventure, and financial stability, all while serving your country. Get started by visiting our website, nationalguard.com/NM.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the NMAA and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
So you think drinking alcohol can't hurt you? It'll mess you up big time. Say adios to large chunks of your brain. Major damage is already being done. Other parts of your body are getting wrecked too. Forget about sports, forget about school, forget about doing much of anything. Underage drinking freaks out your body, messes up your life.
Sponsored by the NMDOT.
Welcome back. You're listening to Tiger Football on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230-1019. Las Cruces Bulldogs taking the field right now as our national anthem presentation of colors all just finished up. Alamogordo's entering their tunnel over here to our right as they get ready to take the field as well. Bulldogs tonight are in their white tops, blue numerals, red outlining, white helmets, blue pants with red and white stripe down the sides. Tigers are in their gold jerseys, yellow, gold. I don't know. Never know how to describe that yellow or that gold for Alamogordo, but like the Steelers gold. But I think their best uniform, personally, when they wore that on homecoming, I thought it looked great. And the Tigers come out of their tunnel, and they've got the black pants with the white and gold stripes down the side, black helmets for the Tigers tonight. And they've got some kiddos that are helping them run out onto the field tonight as well, along with the Alamogordo High School cheerleaders on top of that. So we're just about ready for tonight's kickoff. Officiating crew for tonight. Where's my cheat sheet? I had it down here a second ago. Charles Devine, the referee. Mike Bumberger is the umpire. Ronnie Hernandez is the head linesman. Line judge is Carl Apodaca. And Gregory Smith is the back judge. And, of course, a dash of pink with both teams in October. Not unusual at all. Pretty much all across the field, you noticed that. The band's got pink sashes. The cheerleaders are all wearing pink shirts over the top of their uniforms. And the Bulldogs ready to go. They've also got some pink towels, pink tape, all those kind of things as a little bit of an accessory with Breast Cancer Awareness Month continuing along. So it is Alamogordo at 4-4 and 1-3 in districts, going up against Las Cruces High School, who's 3-0 in district play, and 7-0 on the season, the number one team on Max Preps and on the NMOT. Coach going left to right, which is north to south, and Alamogordo will kick it off from right to left. Damian Moreno, the kicker for the Tigers, and the returner that is back deep for Las Cruces, back at about his own 5-yard line. Looks like that is number 2, Francisco Winnikoff. Now, what a big win it would be for the Tigers if they could make it happen tonight. But I'm sure they know, and everybody watching knows what a big test this will be tonight as these two teams get ready to face off. So the Tigers out onto the field. And Moreno will tee it up at the 40. And for some reason, our game clock has already started. There we go. They've fixed it now. I will say I was told there were some bugs. I noticed the play clock had some bugs last week, but the funny thing about it was that it didn't even seem like the back judge was even paying attention to the play clock a couple times last week, so I don't know. All right, Moreno lines it up with his right foot. Line drive kick will bounce once and into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback as Winnikoff was going to bring it out, but he was about a foot inside the end zone, and so Las Cruces will start at their own 20-yard line. Again, it's a team that can beat you both ways, through the air, on the ground. They've certainly run the ball well with Amaro this year, but Guardiola, who doesn't run a lot. You can look at his rushing stats. He doesn't have a bunch this year. He's definitely more of a pocket passer, and I'm sure Cruces is hoping to keep it on the ground as much as they can. Alamogordo will line up with, looks like 5 down linemen or 4 down linemen and 1 right on the end. Cruces goes 2 wide receivers at the top, 1 at the bottom, lead back to the left, 6 on the line. As Guardiola with a hard count. Now he'll move his lead back from left to right, take the snap, hand it off Amaro, goes off left side, and he's already off to the races to the 30. Still on his feet to the 40. Amaro going to be brought down right around midfield as the offensive line provided a big hole off left tackle. And Las Cruces will take it just past midfield to the 47. That's a gain of 33 on first down. And a big start for Las Cruces to open their first drive of the game. Bulldogs trips to the bottom now. And Guardiola will have Amaro to his right. 6 on the line. Tigers with 5 on the line. Here's the snap, and Guardiola will throw this time. It's a screen to Amaro. Pretty open to the near side, and he'll be brought down from behind. Going to be just short of a first down. Looks like Saris was the one to get to him. And are they going to give him the first down? Well, they stopped the clock. It is just short of, no, they're going to give him the first down. So they give him out to the 37, gain of 10 on the completion to Amaro on the screen. And so the Bulldogs with back-to-back first downs here to open up the game. 10:51 to go first quarter. And they'll go 2 wide receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Ball's in the near hash. Bulldogs going left to right. Out of the pistol now. Guardiola puts a man in motion. Takes the snap, hands it off to Amaro. Amaro looking to get off left side. And he is fighting for almost another first down as he gets to the 30. And he may be about a yard short, so 9 yards on the carry. And in 3 plays, the Bulldogs have taken it from their own 20 to the Alamogordo 28-yard line. 2nd and 1. And you can just see, unfortunately, the mismatch up front with this offensive line for Las Cruces. I think Alamo's doing their best here, but there's a snap. And read option, Guardiola will hold on to it, throws down the middle of the field. It's complete. Winnicoff's got it, trying to stiff arm away Bowman, but Bowman's able to hold on and make the tackle, but it's a first down to the 11-yard line of Alamogordo, gain of 17. And the Bulldogs will move the chains again. 1st and 10 now at the Alamogordo 11-yard line, ball right between the hashes. And it'll be a receiver up to the top, and they're going to line it up big here up front. It looks like this will be a wildcat, so just Amaro taking the direct snap in the shotgun. They put a man in motion. Amaro will keep it himself and slide into the backfield to Saris and making the tackle. Good play by Nathaniel Saris. It was a read option run. He had number 7, Jacob Misquez, coming across on the jet sweep, and he pulled it out of the gut, ran to his right, and Saris stayed with his man and made the tackle. It's a loss of 1. First positive play for the Alamogordo defense, a tackle for loss there. And it's 2 receivers at the top and 1 at the bottom, running back to the left of Guardiola, who's back in the game. And Guardiola will take the snap, play action, looking to throw. Throws it toward the end zone, but it's going to be a little bit too high and behind the receiver. Looks like Winnicoff again was the intended man. But it will end up being a 3rd down and 11. So we talked about this in the pregame. These are the moments that Alamogordo's got to get stops. I'd imagine with Cruces' offense that they'll feel comfortable if it's 4th and 11. So there may be some 2 plays to make. Trips to the top, running back to the left of Guardiola. Man in motion, and Guardiola straight back to pass. Looking to throw, they're trying for the screen. Saris able to slow down Amaro and at least not let him get the first down. And that'll get him inside the 10, but not quite inside the 5. It will be 4th down. There's a penalty flag, though, behind the play. It certainly looked like there was a hold to me on the inside of that line. But let's wait and see what maybe the official is going to. Ineligible man downfield, possibly. Yeah, I think that's going to be the call. Maybe not. Maybe it's 10, so never got an official call from the referee. Hopefully he will give us one. Okay, there is a hold. So the first penalty of the game, and now it's 3rd and long, and You got to think a throw towards the end zone. Bulldogs can get a first down without the touchdown. They'd have to get inside the 2-yard line, though. One receiver to the bottom, one to the top. Man in motion. Here's the snap. Fake of the handoff. Guardiola looking to throw. He is moving to his left a little bit, and he is going to throw an incompletion, looking for Winikoff at the sideline at about the 10. And so the Tigers force a 4th and long here. You got to think, I don't know what Las Cruces, how comfortable they are with their field goal kicker. So they may be going for it on 4th down. And it certainly would appear to be the case, but let's wait and see. I don't see anybody setting down a... So the Tigers' defense looking for a big stop. It is 4th and long here. Essentially 4th and goal. Trips to the bottom. And now a timeout going to be called by Coach Lopez on the far sideline, so he wants to talk it over. Big early play for Alamogordo if they can stop Las Cruces from getting in on this opening drive where they have been marching down the field. It is 8:10 to go in the first quarter. No score in this game. Opening drive for Las Cruces. We'll be right back. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Looking to transform your home's exterior? Meet Rudy Ochoa. With years of experience in stucco, Rudy and his crew deliver quality craftsmanship and stunning flawless finishes. 575-442-6745.
We are the Veterans Health Administration, and our hands provide life-changing care to over 9 million veterans across more than 1,200 facilities nationwide. Join hands with us to make an impact in your community. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov.
Fourth down for Las Cruces, a throw to the corner of the end zone, and it is knocked away, I believe, incomplete. What a nice play by Tristan Bowman. It was him versus Winikoff one-on-one, and Bowman makes a wonderful play. The ball was thrown from the far hash all the way to the front corner of the end zone on the near sideline, and it was a really nice throw from Guardiola. He gave Winikoff a chance. Bowman made the play because I think Winikoff had his hands on the ball, and it was knocked loose by Bowman. And what a big defensive stop here for the Tigers. Got a little bit of help on a holding call, but really it was the first 2 plays of that sequence there where they get a tackle in the backfield and then an incompletion and put Cruces a little bit behind the chains. So Alamogordo is going to go to the I formation to open as they get the ball at their own 22-yard line. And it'll be a handoff to... It's like Bloom left side, and he gets into the open. He's at the 40. Bloom is going to be upended just shy of the 45-yard line. So the Tigers get a nice start to their drive. And a 1st and 10 for the Tigers to the 45. That is a gain of 23. And the Tigers pick up the first down. So the Tigers pushing near midfield here. And they will switch it up to the shotgun now. One receiver to the bottom, one to the top. Ball a little bit closer to the near hash. Tigers going right to left. Valdez the lead back off to the right. Here's the snap. And Best going to run off to the near side. And he's going to get some solid yardage here. Fighting towards the first down marker. And eventually going to be brought down just shy of the 45-yard line. Well, looks like he's going to be just short of the first down. 2nd and 1 as he picks up 9 yards, does Best. But absolutely what the Tigers were hoping for. You get a defensive stop, and you move the ball as soon as you get it back. And it's so far so good for the Alamogordo Tigers tonight. I formation under center goes Best. Hand off to Bloom. Bloom goes straight up the middle, and he's got the first down easily. They will mark him down at about the 42-yard line. It's a gain of 4, and the Tigers have moved the chains again. 1st and 10 for Alamogordo. 6:36 to go, first quarter. And the Tigers into Las Cruces territory. Ball pretty close to the near hash. And the Tigers go back to the I. 2 receivers. As Best goes under center again. Takes the snap, gives it to Bloom. And this time the Bulldogs into the backfield pretty quickly. Bloom is going to be brought down, it's like right at the line of scrimmage, so no gain for the Tigers on 1st and 10. Maybe lost a touch. Tigers will send one wide receiver to the top, one to the bottom, stay in the eye. Best under center. Bloom again. Bloom to the right side, and that one's going to be stopped right in its tracks again. And so it'll be 3rd and 10 for Alamogordo. .5:25 to go. We move along here in this first quarter with no score on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. And the Tigers facing a big 3rd down and 10. They'll go to the shotgun this time with 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 at the top. Lead backs off to the left. Bloom to the right of Best. Takes the snap and tried to toss it out to Bloom. They were looking to fake out Las Cruces on a quarterback run up the middle, and Bloom, or I should say Best, was trying to toss it out to Bloom, who was leaking out on a wheel route. And the throw was off the mark, but on top of that, there was a Cruces defender that read that pretty well. Haven't seen that play this year, though. And seems like, I guess Alamogordo is going to punt. Okay. I saw Best staying out there. I thought maybe they were going to keep the offense on the field. You know, Alamogordo's moving all kinds of things around here, so they give it to Best. And Best throws it into the ground. That was all over the place there. Incompletion. So Best took the snap, threw it into the ground, hoping Las Cruces would believe that was an incomplete pass. And they were trying to pass it to, looked like Tanner Novacek. And Cruces really had no issues stopping that at all. So that's one of those, sometimes when you see the trick plays on punts like that, it's like, yeah, just leave the offense on the field, you know. But I get the Tigers trying something there. It just did not work out. So it'll be Bulldogs offense back out on the field. Tigers did get a stop on their opening drive, but unfortunately couldn't pay it off. They do at least get it into Bulldogs territory. 2 receivers at the top and 1 at the bottom. Bulldogs trying to get lined up correctly. Now it looks like they're good. Put a man in motion. He'll just come right to the end of the line. And it's a little sprint handoff to the far side to Amaro. Amaro puts his head down and gets across the line of scrimmage to the 45 and about the 46. About a gain of 4, it looks like, for Amaro. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 4. Ball on the Las Cruces side of the field. They go left to right here in this first quarter, which has really flown by. We're already over halfway through quarter number 1. And a 2nd down and 6 for the Bulldogs on the far hash with 1 receiver, 2 receivers at the top, and 1 at the bottom. Tigers have switched it up a little bit in this game with the usual 4 down linemen, but they're crowding 5 at the line. And fake of the handoff by Guardiola, looking to throw, coming to the near sideline, and incomplete. Woo! Rowe tried to jump the route and didn't get to the ball, so it gets through to the receiver, Isaiah Barunda, and maybe Rowe got a little tip of it or something because Barunda just could not gather it in, and by the time I think he had it in his hands, he was out of bounds, and so an incomplete pass, and it'll be 3rd down and 6. Bulldogs go 2 receivers to the near side, 1 at the top, with the ball on the far hash. Tigers did flinch a little bit on a hard count, but didn't come into the neutral zone. And the Bulldogs are going to call another timeout. So 2 timeouts for Las Cruces here in the first quarter. 4:06 to go in quarter number 1. No score on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. And we'll return right after this. You're listening to Tiger Football.
Take advantage of OSU's Visa Platinum credit card for those extra school expenses. It offers a low intro rate of 2.99% APR on purchases and balance transfers for 12 months. OSU now offers buy now, pay later installment payments, and tap to pay convenience. Apply online today. Visit www.oterofcu.org. 13.96% to 18% APR after 12 billing cycles. Based on credit worthiness, all loans subject to credit approval. Other restrictions may apply. Installment payments available after intro rate expires. Federally insured by NCUA.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230-1019. This is Tiger football. And the Alamogordo Tigers have got the Bulldogs another third down here, 3rd and 6. After a Bulldogs timeout, Amaro is going to flash out of the backfield into the slot now. Guardiola looking to throw. And Guardiola now will roll to his right and look to run. Guardiola will be brought down. I think there was a penalty. Indeed, there was. And Guardiola got all the way to the Alamogordo 42. And let's wait and see what the penalty is. And it is holding on Las Cruces. And so this will set up another third down. So second holding penalty on Las Cruces as they'll go back to the 31. And it'll be the 36-yard line, not the 31. So it'll be 3rd and 15 for Las Cruces. Two receivers at the bottom and one at the top. And 6 on the line for Las Cruces. Guardiola put a man in motion. Take the snap and fake the handoff and looking to throw down the middle of the field. And he's got his man. Winnikoff spins away from his defender. Still running down the field to the 30. Winnikoff still fighting for it. And he is going to be brought down shy of about the 10-yard line as Bloom caught up to him. But on 3rd and 15, the Bulldogs get a big play. Winnikoff will take it, 20. They'll mark him down at the 13-yard line. That is a 57-yard reception. That's deflating for the Tigers, and we talked about being able to get off the field on 3rd down. They were able to do it on 4th and long earlier, but didn't happen here. And they're going to set up in the I formation now with one receiver to the top. And Guardiola, 3 on the play clock, gets under center. Toss play to the near side. And a couple of Tigers get in there and make the stop. Looks like Gilles and number 9, Vince Esteron, make the stop. And it's down to the 9-yard line. That is a gain of 4 for Amaro. Clock at 2:27 to go here in the first quarter. And under center again, toss play left to Amaro. And this time the Tigers get into the backfield. Bowman, one of the two that really blew up that play. Might be Sarasaris is the other one. So it's down to the 9-yard line. That's no gain on that rush and another 3rd down. Shout out to the Tiger defense here in this first quarter. They have really been able to play some solid football and force the Bulldogs at least into some 3rd downs. Obviously up to Alamogordo on whether they can get some of these stops. Amaro will come out of the backfield into the slot on the far side. Guardiola with an empty set. Throws down the middle of the field, and it's caught for the touchdown. Winnikoff pulls that in, and the Bulldogs get on the board. That was relatively simple. They just ran a slant. Winnikoff was the receiver that was split out to the far side, almost to the far sideline. And I think they had Amaro kind of rub out one of the Tiger defenders. And Guardiola makes a good throw. And so we await the extra point. 6-0 loss Cruces. 1:21 to go here in quarter number one as the seal is broken. It's a little bit of a different look for the Bulldogs. They line up two guys in front of the kicker. Kick is up, and it is good. I haven't seen that formation before. Usually they put everybody on the line and just you have the snapper and the kicker back there, but kind of had them as two guarding backs in the backfield. Different. 7-0 loss Cruces on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. 1:19 to go here in the first, and we'll be back right after this.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Halloween is here with spooky fun, haunted houses, and pumpkin patches. It's also a time to remember to safeguard against identity theft. This is Deborah Romero, President of First National Bank. Helpful tips include protecting your Social Security number, using strong passwords, and practicing internet and computer safety. Don't be spooked. If you have concerns, please visit with our friendly associates. They will help you stay informed. Wishing you a safe and happy Halloween.
First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230-1019. It's Las Cruces 7, Alamogordo nothing on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. 1:09 to go in quarter number one. And the kickoff for the Tigers returned to the 27-yard line. It was Nathaniel Sarasaris who caught it about the 5 and then ran into a host of Bulldogs there. And the Tigers 1st and 10 on the far hash to begin drive number 2, where they got into Las Cruces territory on their first drive, but turned it over on downs. Best will take the snap, and it's a throw complete to Arona on the bubble screen. Arona to the 30-yard line and fighting forward for yardage. And so Arona with a solid pickup on first down and a tunnel screen. It'll go to the 34-yard line. That's a gain of 6. First completion of the night for the Tigers. On the, well, technically the third pass attempt of the night. 2 by Best, though. And the Tigers stay in the shotgun on a 2nd and 4. Bloom, the running back to the left of Best. Take the snap, rolling to his left, and just a straight run for Best. And Best will put his shoulder down and will be stopped and maybe just shy of first down yardage. Looks like he gets to the 36-yard line, and it'll be 3rd and 1. Stop the clock at the end of the quarter. No. Well, I guess that is enough for a first down. And they run out the quarter as well, so that'll do it for quarter number 1. It ended up being a gain of 5 on the carry and a first down for the Tigers. So we'll take a break. 7-0 loss Cruces on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. Tigers will have a 1st and 10 when we return. You're listening to Tiger Football.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
Join Stand Up to Cancer and Jazz Pharmaceuticals to raise awareness of small cell lung cancer and accelerate the pace of research. Ask your healthcare provider about screening options that might be right for you or a loved one. Visit standuptocancer.org/lung to learn more.
Nate Pest is going to get close to a first down here. He dropped back to pass and was able to avoid a couple of Las Cruces defenders. He's going to end up a couple yards short, but he really made that play, was able to outrun a couple of Bulldogs defensive linemen and run his way to the near sideline and pick up 9 on the carry. 2 carries for 18 yards for him. We're just at the start of the second quarter. We're switching sides. Alamogordo's going left to right. Las Cruces lead 7-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. And Best goes under center, takes the snap, and it'll be a handoff out of the eye for Bloom, who's going to get enough for the first down, it looks like. He was hit in the backfield, but was able to fight through it as he goes off right guard. And it would appear that is enough for a first down. They will move the chains. So gain of 1 for Bloom. And the Tigers pick up their second first down on this drive. 1st and 10 from the Alamogordo 48. They'll be on the near hash. For just joining us, the touchdown for Cruces, a Gunnar Guardiola touchdown pass to Francisco Winnikoff. 1 receiver to the bottom, 1 at the top. I formation again for the Tigers. And Best, toss play to the left to Bloom. Bloom trying to find a lane, gets to the line of scrimmage, but not much more as he is met by a couple of Bulldogs. First man in there was Denton Walter, number 8, leading tackler for Las Cruces. And so it'll be 2nd and 10, no gain on the carry. I gotta say kudos to Alamogordo Thursday night, and I feel like the fans have shown up tonight. Sometimes Thursday night games are a little meh on, attendance. I feel like it's pretty good for a Thursday night. So, and you figure also with the soccer match going on as well, there's a lot happening. Tigers gonna have to hurry and get this one off here. 5 on the play clock as Best lines it up. Now the shotgun, and now Coach Cisco will have to use a timeout. Coach Lopez had to use a pair of timeouts in that first quarter for Las Cruces. Alamogordo uses their first. 10:31 to go on the Richardson Motor scoreboard here in the second quarter. 7-0 Las Cruces. And we'll return to Tiger Stadium after this break. You're listening to Tiger Football on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Take advantage of OSU's Visa Platinum credit card for those extra school expenses. It offers a low intro rate of 2.99% APR on purchases and balance transfers for 12 months. OSU now offers buy now, pay later installment payments, and tap to pay convenience. Apply online today. Visit www.oterofcu.org. 13.96% to 18% APR after 12 billing cycles. Based on credit worthiness, all loans subject to credit approval. Other restrictions may apply. Installment payments available after intro rate expires. Federally insured by NCUA.
Second and 10 for the Tigers after the timeout. Best out of the shotgun. And all kinds of issues out of that. Right tackle and the tight end both had the snap call wrong, it looked like. And so it'll be a 5-yard penalty. First penalty on Alamogordo tonight, but puts Alamo behind the chains now, 2nd and 15. Las Cruces 7-0 leading this one. Bulldogs turned it over on downs on their opening drive. Tigers did the same. Bulldogs would score on drive number 2. Alamo trying to match that. But in a tough spot here at 2nd and 15. One receiver split out wide to each side. And Best will take the snap, fake the handoff, looking to run off left side. There is nothing there. Bulldogs swallow him up in the backfield as he is a loss of 3 back to the 40-yard line. Now, Bulldogs were coming there. Alamo tried a read option, and it kind of slowly developed, as they tend to do. And Alamo's offensive line couldn't hold back the surge of white jerseys that were making their way into the backfield. And so Alamo needs to get to the Las Cruces 42-yard line for a first down. They're on their own 40. 3rd and 18. Tigers 4 wide receivers now. Trips to the near side and one to the top. Best takes the snap, and he will roll to his right, looking to throw. In trouble, loses the football. There's a penalty flag down, but Best fumbles it, and Las Cruces recovers. I think it's probably going to be holding on Alamogordo, would be my guess. And it'll still end up being, or maybe even a chop. Looked like one of the officials did going to the knees. So they're calling a chop block on Alamogordo. Penalty's going to be declined. And it'll be Las Cruces football. Yeah, I figured that the penalty was not going to be on the Bulldogs there where they threw the flag at. And Best was trying to pick his way through the pocket and create some space and just had the ball out far from his body in his right hand, and somebody reached in there and knocked it out. So Las Cruces gets great field position to begin their 3rd drive of the game. It'll be at the Alamogordo 33-yard line. One receiver to the top and 2 to the bottom. Guardiola in the backfield with Amaro. Tigers 5 at the line. Man in motion is Winikoff from left to right, and they will not give it to him. Guardiola looking to throw, gets rid of it, and overthrows his receiver. He takes a pretty good shot as he was throwing it, too. He was trying to, I think, let one of his receivers to get open, but it never happened. The Tigers' secondary did a nice job on that play, didn't give Guardiola somewhere to go with it. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. But overall, the Tiger defense has been solid in this first half. This will be a tough stop on a short field, but they get the Bulldogs here in 2nd down and 10. Guardiola takes the snap and fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, and he's able to avoid one defender and work his way for close to a 1st down. Well, like Saris was the man who had a chance at him right at about the line of scrimmage, but Guardiola was able to kind of sidestep, slide past the tackle, and pick up 10. As we mentioned, Guardiola doesn't run the ball a bunch, and so for him to pull it in on the read option, that was the right play. He had plenty of room off the right side. Tigers nearly, though, made the stop. Guardiola takes the snap, and he will fake the handoff, looking to throw, going down the middle of the field, and right to Winikoff. What a play. Winikoff didn't even have his head turned around. He, at the last second, did, and the ball basically landed right in his hands. What a throw from Guardiola. Touchdown, Las Cruces. Not much more you could say. I mean, Winikoff ran the route, and the DB, of course, is kind of waiting for the receiver to look and see when he's going to look for the football. It wasn't until about the football was already there, and that makes it really tough on a DB who's playing man-on-man. That is difficult. So, like I said, a little bit of a different kick formation here because Guardiola's the holder at the 10, and he's got a couple of guys on each side of him about 2 yards in front. Extra point is good, and so Las Cruces takes a 14-0 lead, 8:24 to go, 2nd quarter. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Remember, if something seems too good to be true, it often is. This is AJ from First National Bank. Trust your instincts and stay vigilant to online fraud. Protect yourself from becoming a victim. Think before you act. If you have any concerns, contact your bank for further assistance.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Use the equity in your home to finance your dreams. This is Leanne Bain from First National Bank. Plan that special vacation, those home improvements, or simply pay off high interest rate bills. It's easy. Apply for your home equity line of credit today.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Bulldogs will kick it off deep, and Sarah Saris will watch it bounce into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. That's where the Tigers will take over. Gunnar Guardiola, 22-yard touchdown pass to Francisco Winnikoff. Second connection in the end zone for those two guys. And here in the second quarter, the Tigers trail 7-0, or 14-0. I'm sorry. So the Tiger offense back on the field after the fumble on the 3rd and long, and the Bulldogs took 3 plays to find their way into the end zone after the Alamogordo turnover. Alma's been able to move the ball. They've picked up first downs tonight. They have not been shut down by this Las Cruces defense, but unfortunately have not found their way into the end zone. Best looking to throw, and now has a defender right in front of him, and he's somehow going to get it away and get it to his receiver, Bowman. Bowman flashed it about the 25-yard line. Looked like Best was he was throwing it away more than anything. But Bowman was able to come back to him and make the catch. It's a gain of about 7. So it'll be 2nd down and 3 for the Tigers at their own 27. Ball's on the near hash. First catch of the night for Bowman. Second completion for Best. Here's the snap, run to the left side for Best. Gets a block by Sarah Saris, and Best gets contacted right at about the the line to gain, and then backpedaled for another 3 or 4 yards after he was hit. And so he gets out to the 34. It's a gain of 7, and Alamogordo will pick up a first down. So ball goes to the 34-yard line. Alamo on their own side of the field. 7:22 to go in the first quarter. I'll tell you what, if Alamo can have a nice drive here, take some time off the clock and get in the end zone, if they can go to half at 14-7, I think they'd be pretty okay with that. 4 wide receivers for the Tigers. Best looking to throw, pump fake, man in the backfield, and he's going to be swung down. So it's a sack for Las Cruces as number 40, Michael Diaz, comes in and makes the play. And Alamo falls back to their own 24-yard line. That's a loss of 10. That was my fault. I fortunately made the comment of, hey, the Tigers can score on this drive. Totally messed that one up. Trips to the bottom, one at the top. Ball's on the far hash. Best will fake the handoff to Sarah Saris. And he's looking to throw in the backfield. Gets out of trouble and has got some room to run. And then Walter's going to swing him down. Grabbed him from the jersey from behind, and that'll be, I would imagine, a horse collar tackle. Now, the Cruces fans didn't like that call, but I don't know, looked like a horse collar tackle to me. Cruces fans are going to believe that that one was not a horse collar. But listen, anytime it's anything like that where they grab them up at the shoulder pads, I almost always see it called as a horse collar. So I don't know what to say there. Ended up being a gain of about 5, but the 15 gives Alamogordo first down. Best will keep it again. Best to the 50. Best is at the 40, at the 35, and will finally be brought down. And the Tigers getting some momentum here. Got a little bit of help from a penalty. And the Tigers will move the chains again. This time to the Bulldogs 34. And a gain of 16 for the Tigers. Tigers line up with trips to the top end, 1 to the bottom, staying in 4 wide receivers. Best looking to set up a screen, and he does. He's got it to Sarah Saris. Sarah Saris up the near sideline, 15-10. He will be knocked out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. That was a well set up screen. There was a defender that was in the backfield right away, and Nate was able to hold on to it in time to get the screen set up. And Saraceris will take it all the way down to the 8-yard line. Gain of 26 on the completion. Okay, so maybe I didn't jinx the Tigers on my comment earlier. I don't know. They still got some work to do here, though. First and goal from the Las Cruces 8, going left to right with 5:29 to go. And the Tigers will go under I. Handoff goes to Saraceris. Penalty flag right away. Gosh, could that really be a hold that quickly? I think it'd be something. I mean, the umpire threw it, I mean, basically when the ball was snapped. What did they call? Was that sideline warning? I have no idea what that penalty is. What is that call? That was a 15-yard penalty by the umpire, and he waved his arms kind of behind his legs. I genuinely have never seen, unless that was a clip. Is that what the call is? Best in the backfield gets out of trouble, and he's going to throw it, and he's going to complete it to Bowman. Bowman will get back some of that penalty yardage. Not all of it, but good job from Tristan for coming back to his quarterback and making a play as he gets it to the 13-yard line. So I'm guessing it wasn't, they didn't show it as a chop block, unless that was what, because chop block's usually right at the knees, but I've already seen that call tonight. So I'm guessing a clip. It must have been something on the offensive line. I don't know. Foul penalty. So the Tigers pick up 10 on the completion to Bowman. And a timeout going to be called by Alamogordo. 4:42 to go here in the quarter, with Alamogordo trailing 14-0, but trying to make it a one-score game. In the second, you're listening to Tiger Football on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Second and goal now for the Tigers at the 13-yard line. Best is going to come out of the backfield, and it's a bad snap. They were trying to direct strap it to Bloom. Bloom's trying to do something with it, and eventually he is going to throw it away, and that's a nice job by Best, just knocked that out of bounds. That was probably the best possible scenario on that. It was a trick play. Best was under center, and it kind of looked like he was coming to the sideline all confused, like, oh, I don't know what the play is. And they tried to direct snap it to Bloom, but it rolled, and he had to go and track it down about 5-10 yards behind him. And when he eventually got to it, there was a Cruces player right on him. But Bloom had the wherewithal to throw it and at least get it in completion and not lose 20, 30 yards. So Best will take the snap. Third and goal. Looking to throw. He's in trouble. And now he tosses it, and this one's going to be picked off. Walters got it. As Best was trying to make something happen and just kind of threw it up, and Walters able to make the play. And the Tigers get stopped deep in Las Cruces territory. Well, that penalty really killed that drive. I texted down to the sideline to try to figure out what that was. For the life of me, I have no idea what that penalty call was. Because it wasn't a chop block. And I guess clipping is my guess. So, yeah. Doesn't matter now, unfortunately, for the Tigers. 2 receivers at the top, 1 at the bottom. And Guardiola will take the snap out of shotgun. He will fake the handoff and throw. And he will complete it to his receiver. And he will find number 1, Isaiah Barunda. And there's a penalty flag. So it'll be a first down, at least as of right now, to the 47. It would be a 22-yard completion. So waiting to see what the penalty will be here on. So we're going to call holding on Alamogordo. So illegal chop block was the call on that penalty earlier. It's not what it looked like from up here is all I'm going to say. All right, 22 yards on the completion, and the Bulldogs have a first down. Taking the handoff, Amaro took it on the direct snap. Amaro, the near side, and he has got a lane, and he is going to be hard to catch. To the 10, to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Las Cruces. 53 yards. But I do see a penalty flag down at the 45-yard line, so let's wait and see. And the Bulldogs coming back, and it is a hold on Las Cruces. So the touchdown erased. And so it'll be a first down and not quite 10. The penalty flag was at the 45. So 45 of Alamogordo. They'll take it back to the 45 of Las Cruces. And so it'll be first and 12. Have seen our fair share of penalties tonight. And it's been balanced. Cruces had a couple of holds here and there. There's another one. Alamos had the chop block, and they've had a couple of penalties that weren't accepted, but 2 receivers at the top and 1 at the bottom. And Guardiola back in at quarterback here. Tigers 5 on the line. Winikoff comes in motion. And fake the handoff to him again. Throw down the middle of the field. Wide open. Somebody lost him in the mesh there and all the way to the end zone for the touchdown. Don't see any penalty flags this time. Jacob Misquez on the reception. And that will be 55 yards on the touchdown. Well, they ran their read option. They've been running that play, 4 or 5 times. They have yet to hand it off on the jet sweep to Winikoff. And somebody, either there was a miscommunication on who was supposed to go with Misquez, or there was somebody that overplayed the run or the read option and let the receiver get behind him. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up and looks to be good for the Bulldogs. It is. 21-0. Las Cruces now with 3:16 to go here in the first half. You're listening to Tiger Football on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Transform your home with Ochoa Stucco. Whether it's a fresh look or a durable finish, their expert team delivers quality and style. Say goodbye to bland exteriors and hello to stunning curb appeal. Ochoa Stucco, always a flawless finish. 442-6745.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Take advantage of OSU's Visa Platinum credit card for those extra school expenses. It offers a low intro rate of 2.99% APR on purchases and balance transfers for 12 months. OSU now offers buy now, pay later installment payments, and tap to pay convenience. Apply online today. Visit www.oterofcu.org. 13.96% to 18% APR after 12 billing cycles. Based on credit worthiness, all loans subject to credit approval. Other restrictions may apply. Installment payments available after intro rate expires. Federally insured by NCUA.
High hanging and did not go out of bounds. I think Bowman made the right play to catch that. And he was able to make a nice effort out of that to find the 20-yard line. The Tigers now back against it, down 21-0, and could desperately use some points on this drive. Headed into half if this one's going to at least stay competitive. One receiver to the bottom, one to the top, and out of the shotgun will go Best. And a fake of the handoff, and Best will run it. Goes up the middle, and looks like he'll pick up 4 or 5 before they blow the whistle. And so gain of 5 for the Tiger quarterback. 7 carries for 48 yards. Tigers' drives have ended with on downs, fumble, and interception. The last one there was the killer, obviously, as they were first and goal from the 8. A penalty on the very first play pushes them back. They get it back to the 13, but a trick play blows up, and here's a handoff to Bloom who goes up the middle, and looks like he'll pick up 2. And then on a third down, Best is trying to toss it up and ends up throwing an interception with some pressure in his face. Clock running here with under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, or first half, I should say, second quarter. And 3rd and 3 for the Tigers. Yeah, what'll be frustrating for Alamo is they've moved the ball offensively. The defense has made some plays tonight, but just haven't been able to get points on the board. Best going to run it off left side straight ahead, gets a good burst, and still fighting for yardage, fighting hard, and still pushing hard. Good work there by Nate Best as he just continues to churn legs and push it out across the 35 to the 38-yard line, and so that'll be a first down for Alamo, gain of 11 for Nate on the run. 2 timeouts for Alamogordo. 1:30 remaining. Well, take that back, 1 timeout. Each team with 1 timeout remaining. And the Tigers going to line up out of the shotgun with 1 receiver to each side. And boy, Las Cruces look like they came across. Alamo's going to take a delay of game, though. The Bulldog player jumped across. Sorry, I'm getting dropped off there, folks. Incomplete pass thrown by Nate Best. Pretty good throw. Bowman was running along the numbers on the near sideline, and pass was maybe just a little bit too far inside towards the hash. Defender was in the area, but I think if that's a little bit more towards the sideline, Tristan's got a shot at it. 2nd and 15. 1:01 to go with the clock stopped here in quarter number 2. Alamogordo trailing 21-0. Tigers with 1 receiver split out to each side. Here's a snap, and Best will roll to his right looking to run. He gets back just a couple of yards. And it'll be a gain of 3. 45 seconds left, and I think the Tigers want to make sure that the Bulldogs aren't going to get the ball back here before the end of the half, and especially on a 3rd and 12. Difficult to pick up a first down. Tigers will go 2 receivers out to the top. Best out of the shotgun. Play clock down to 10. Snap by Best. Handoff will go to Bloom. Bloom will go straight ahead. Works to about the 40-yard line. And 13 seconds left. Doesn't look like Las Cruces is going to use their final timeout. Doesn't look like Alamogordo is going to use their final timeout. And we will go to halftime. Las Cruces 21, Alamogordo nothing on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. The Otero Federal Credit Union halftime show is coming up for you next. You're listening to Tiger Football on Alamo Sports and Talk. Well, I think. Did Alamo use their timeout? I guess Alamo used their timeout. Okay. So we'll keep it here. I don't know how much they're going to put. They're going to put 1 second on the clock. So Almo's going to run a play here. You got to remember, you can't turn the ball over. You know, or have a fumble, have an interception. You don't. I mean, you're certainly not going to play the pitchy game, as Scott Van Pelt would say. Because if you fumble it, and who was that in the NFL that last year? Was it the Raiders, I think, that did that against New England? That might have been a few years ago that happened. It was right before the end of the half, and they were trying to do that and turned it over. 2 receivers at the bottom for the Tigers. And so Best will throw it. A little hook and lateral. It's on the ground. And that will end the half. I'm not sure if the Bulldogs got to it or not, but they were trying to hook and lateral. Arona caught it and then was trying to lateral it to Bloom. Bloom did not secure it, and it just kind of sat there on the ground for a Bulldog player. I was going to say, if somebody picks that up and runs with it. But it worked out okay for the Tigers. And so Alamogordo will head to the locker room. Down 21-0. The Otero Federal Credit Union halftime show is coming up for y'all next. And we'll get to that right after this. You're listening to Tiger Football.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Use the equity in your home to finance your dreams. This is Leanne Bain from First National Bank. Plan that special vacation, those home improvements, or simply pay off high interest rate bills. It's easy. Apply for your home equity line of credit today.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to credit approval.
Remember, if something seems too good to be true, it often is. This is Emily from First National Bank. Trust your instincts and stay vigilant to online fraud. Protect yourself from becoming a victim. Think before you act. If you have concerns, contact your bank for further assistance.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Take advantage of OSU's Visa Platinum credit card for those extra school expenses. It offers a low intro rate of 2.99% APR on purchases and balance transfers for 12 months. OSU now offers buy now, pay later installment payments, and tap to pay convenience. Apply online today. Visit www.oterofcu.org. 13.96% to 18% APR after 12 billing cycles. Based on credit worthiness, all loans subject to credit approval. Other restrictions may apply. Installment payments available after intro rate expires. Federally insured by NCUA.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Alamogordo Tigers trailing 21-0 at half. This game is real close to being, I would say, somewhat competitive, but Alamo just not able to get some plays and convert on some either stops defensively or plays offensively. But opening drive of the game, Bulldogs take it down inside the Alamogordo 15. But due to a penalty and some incompletions, end up turning it over on downs. Alamo gets the ball. They take it across midfield, but they would then turn it over on downs at about the Las Cruces 40. Bulldogs would go down the field on the ensuing drive and get a 9-yard touchdown pass from Gunnar Guardiola to Francisco Winnikoff, as that made it a 7-0 game, 1:19 to go in the first quarter. And I think that's where we were, 7-0 into the first. Tigers would get the ball back, but would end up fumbling it inside their own 35-yard line. Bulldogs would take over, and then 2 plays later, Gunnar Guardiola threw a 22-yard touchdown pass to Francisco Winnikoff. That made it 14-0, 8:24 to go in the second quarter. Alamo would end up making its way down the field and had a first and goal from the 8. A illegal chop block penalty pushed them back 15 yards. They would actually get it down to second and goal from the 13, but what's I'm looking for? A trick play. The Tigers did not execute well. Nearly was like a loss for 20 or 30, but Bryson Bloom did a good job of throwing it away and avoiding that. And then on third and goal from the 13, Alamo threw an interception. Good pressure from the Las Cruces defense, and Nate threw it up, hoping somebody would get to it, and unfortunately it was a Bulldog player, I believe it was Walter, that got the interception. Bulldogs would take it to about midfield and then would throw a 55-yard touchdown pass. Guardiola threw it to, well, I see on my deal there I meant to say Jacob Nisquez, but it says Winnikoff as well. I was trying to use the same thing, so of course I messed it up. Anyway, the Bulldogs went up 21-0, 3:16 to go, and the Tigers would get the ball back and pick up a first down and run out the clock there at the end of the half. So I think in all likelihood the game's probably 21-7 at half if Alamo can score on that drive that they get down inside the 10. But, I mean, those are the things that, they had to have happen tonight if they were going to have the opportunity. I would say the same thing. When you get across midfield, you got to score. If you're, pick up a number of first downs and it gets some momentum offensively against a team of this caliber, you just can't come up empty in those spots. And, Alamo knew what they needed to do tonight, and they haven't quite executed. And Cruces didn't have a great first half. I mean, I think for their standards, they're probably a little disappointed. They, a few incompletions here or there. Almo's defense has made some plays here or there and gotten in the backfield and slowed down Amaro, but kind of feel the momentum picking up with the Cruces offense. They're starting to get into a better rhythm. I don't know if that's a bye week thing or, like it's especially in high school, teams off a bye week, it's a mixed bag what you get sometimes. It's hard to really know what exactly is going to happen, but hey, for the Tigers, again, they'll go to the half feeling disappointed and feeling like, we should have been more in this game than we are. And now they'll get the ball to begin the second half and maybe have a bit of a better opportunity to make it a one-score game and then hope for the best. After that, see if you can get some stops. You've already done it once tonight against this potent Bulldogs offense, but they've got any chance, they're going to have to come out of the locker room and get in the end zone. This is the Otero Federal Credit Union halftime show. Las Cruces 21, Alamogordo nothing. And we'll return here to Tiger Stadium. A few other games going on around the state. We've got a lot of other high school sports for area teams going on. Volleyball and soccer. I guess those would be the two. But we've got a lot of volleyball matches, a lot of soccer matches. So we will tell you about that. Stay with us. You're listening to Tiger Football. Bulldogs up 0.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard, or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Did you know that First National Bank is the only locally owned and operated bank in Otero County? This is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Our associates are the best. Not only do they provide great customer service, but they also serve in various roles with organizations in our community. They help at schools and even raise money for scholarships at NMSUA. Does your out-of-state bank or credit union care about our community like we do? Come see our friendly and knowledgeable associates today.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
The Winner Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winner Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winner Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Looking to transform your home's exterior? Meet Rudy Ochoa. With years of experience in stucco, Rudy and his crew deliver quality craftsmanship and stunning flawless finishes. 575-442-6745.
We are the Veterans Health Administration, and our hands provide life-changing care to over 9 million veterans across more than 1,200 facilities nationwide. Join hands with us to make an impact in your community. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov.
Take advantage of OSU's Visa Platinum credit card for those extra school expenses. It offers a low intro rate of 2.99% APR on purchases and balance transfers for 12 months. OSU now offers buy now, pay later installment payments, and tap to pay convenience. Apply online today. Visit www.oterofcu.org. 13.96% to 18% APR after 12 billing cycles. Based on credit worthiness, all loans subject to credit approval. Other restrictions may apply. Installment payments available after intro rate expires. Federally insured by NCUA.
Welcome back to the Otero Federal Credit Union halftime show here on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230 1019. So some other score updates. By the way, 21-0 here on the Richardson Motor scoreboard with Las Cruces leading Alamogordo. I'm sure if you're tuning in to tonight's broadcast, you'd like to know what the score of the game is. So do my best to not forget to tell you that. Cloudcroft Volleyball got the win over Capitan tonight, 25-21, 25-21, 25-13. So they're now 8-7 and 1-0 in district. They'll be at home on Saturday against Lordsburg. Thule Volleyball got the win over Hatch Valley in their final non-district game of the season. And where's my set scores? There's my set scores. 26-24, 25-23, 17-25, 25-23. The set scores for Thule over Hatch tonight. So Lady Cats begin district next week. And looking up who they've got next. That would be Ruidoso on Tuesday, and that'll be at Tularosa High School. So best of luck there for the Lady Cats. Alamo Volleyball's playing Las Cruces tonight. Mescalero Apache is out at Lordsburg. We'll try to get you some updates on those maybe before we go off the air tonight. Alamo Girls Soccer lost 8-0 to Mayfield tonight. Lady Tigers are now 5-12 and 1 and 0-8 in district. They will have senior night on Tuesday when they host Las Cruces. Alamo boys are playing right now. They are down 4-2. Last update was in the 44th minute, and that was about 12 minutes ago. So they're still probably got about 25 minutes left in the second half. So see if maybe the Tigers can make a rally there, and they've been playing well in their second run through of district play. Been improving from first game to the second every single time. So we'll see if maybe they can do something exciting here before the end of the match and have a comeback. They've got 2 games next week as well. They'll have their senior night next Thursday as they host Gadsden. And I believe that's it for all of our area teams. Let's check in and see if we've got any football scores from around the state. There's actually a fair amount of games going on around New Mexico on this Thursday. I think there's 7 or 8, I believe, and some pretty good games going on, or good matchups at least, I'll say, El Dorado 14-3 leading Albuquerque High, and Navajo Prep leading Hojo Academy 8-6. I don't have any of the other updates, but let me check Facebook real quick and see if somebody's been updating over there. And let's see, recent activity. Doesn't look like there's any other football updates that are going on NMOT Sports, unfortunately. So maybe we'll have some before we close out this Thursday night. But the Alamogordo Tigers trailing 21-0 to Las Cruces. We're going to hear from our Tiger Athlete of the Week. We'll have that posted tomorrow morning, but Nia Bowen of Lady Tiger Volleyball was our Athlete of the Week choice for this week, so we'll hear her interview, and we will come back with the second half. So hope you stay with us. You're listening to Tiger Football at Las Cruces 21, Alamogordo 0. Second half will begin here in about 5 minutes, and we'll be back for it.
This is your Alamo Sports Tiger Athlete of the Week Spotlight, brought to you by the Winter Circle and Tularosa Communications. This week's athlete is Jesse Gilles of Tiger Football. Let's talk about your season so far. You've had a great year at linebacker in your senior season. How do you feel like you've played? I mean, are you up to the expectations you were hoping to have this season?
Yeah, I've been doing pretty good. It was a slow start in the first few weeks, but then I've been really getting better and having better progress throughout the season.
And, you know, the defense has made some big plays. You've made some big plays. You've had an interception. You have 1 or 2 interceptions this year?
I have 1.
1, okay. For some reason, I thought there was a second one there. But obviously, you're making a lot of tackles. I call your name on a regular basis out there. So, but the defense overall, I mean, you feel like you guys have made good progression throughout the season?
Yes, sir, we have. We just have a couple of down weeks, but we're going to fix that this week, and we're going to come back better, stronger. We're going to hold them to less than 14 points.
All right. Well, hopefully that will be the case against Carlsbad this week. Tell me a little bit about, when you got into football. I remember what age you started playing?
I started playing when I was 8.
And who got you into it?
My friend, his name was Timothy Cummins.
Oh, okay. And so he was playing. It's like, hey, you need to come on out here, and then you got hooked into playing.
Yes, sir.
All right. What do you love about football? What's kept you in it all these years?
You know, just hitting people, being able to make big-time plays, and that's really about it.
Okay. You're just having fun with it all together. That's good to hear. It is your senior year. Are you excited for graduation here in a few months, or kind of in the middle of it, or what are you feeling?
I'm excited, but I'm not at the same time because I'm going to have to leave the sport forever, so I'm never going to be able to put the pads back on.
Gotcha. So obviously football, this will be it for you here this season.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are we going to see you out in any other sports this year at AHS, or?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So it's going to be football, and then you're focusing on academics and other things after that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Very good. Do you know what you want to do after high school? Have you started thinking about your after high school plans?
I'm going to be a metal fabricator, work on cars and build frames and stuff just like that.
All right, cool. So are you going to a trade school, or are you just going to find a job?
Yes, I'm going to go into trade school.
Okay, awesome. You've played, obviously, Tiger football a lot over the years. Is there a favorite memory that stands out for you, one that you think you'll remember maybe years down the road?
My favorite one will always be me getting the interception. I told Coach Haney that they threw it my way, I was going to intercept it, and they just threw it my way at the end of the game. So
worked out okay for you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Very good. Well, you talked about it, obviously. You guys are looking to get back on the winning track against Carlsbad this week, but 3 games left over the next 4 weeks. Do you have goals you're setting for yourself, the team, as we get over these final few games of the season?
Yes, sir. We're trying to finish off strong. I'm trying to finish without an injury so we can go into playoffs healthy and, make a big playoff run.
Yeah, and obviously, that's one of the big goals there is, as a senior, to get a chance to play in the postseason this year.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, we'll look forward to that. Jesse, congratulations on being Athlete of the Week.
Thank you so much.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard, or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Halloween is here with spooky fun, haunted houses, and pumpkin patches. It's also a time to remember to safeguard against identity theft. This is Deborah Romero, President of First National Bank. Helpful tips include protecting your Social Security number, using strong passwords, and practicing internet and computer safety. Don't be spooked. If you have concerns, please visit with our friendly associates. They will help you stay informed. Wishing you a safe and happy Halloween.
First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the games!
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
Join Stand Up to Cancer and Jazz Pharmaceuticals to raise awareness of small cell lung cancer and accelerate the pace of research. Ask your healthcare provider about screening options that might be right for you or a loved one. Visit standuptocancer.org/lung to learn more.
Take advantage of OSU's Visa Platinum credit card for those extra school expenses. It offers a low intro rate of 2.99% APR on purchases and balance transfers for 12 months. OSU now offers buy now, pay later installment payments, and tap to pay convenience. Apply online today. Visit www.oterofcu.org. 13.96% to 18% APR after 12 billing cycles. Based on credit worthiness, all loans subject to credit approval. Other restrictions may apply. Installment payments available after intro rate expires. Federally insured by NCUA.
Welcome back for the second half. The Alamogordo Tigers showing 21-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. And the kickoff going to go into the end zone for the Bulldogs. And Alamogordo will begin on offense here in the second half at their own 20-yard line. Tigers with Best and Bloom in the backfield. Arona the receiver to the bottom. Looks like Bowman to the top. And Valdez the lead back to the right. Bulldogs with 4 or 5 men at the line. Fake the handoff by Best. He'll run it, get to the line of scrimmage, and they'll continue to keep fighting, and they'll continue to push the pile forward. Will him and a number of others, and so Best will get it across the 25 to the 27 and for a gain of 7. 10th carry of the night for Best, 69 yards. Bloom's got 7 carries for 30. 4 different receivers with receptions tonight. As Arona's caught 1 for 6, Bowman's caught 1 for 7 and 13. Sarasaris 26, and yeah, I think that's it. Sorry, I crossed something out on my sheet, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't think that counted. Second and 3, and Best looking to throw. He's going to pull it down, and he's going to run, and he's going to have some room to run. He's got the first down, and he's going to get to the 43. They were trying a read option there, and Best was waiting for his receiver to get open, but the Bulldogs secondary did a nice job on, I think it was Arona. Might have been Rowe. Let's say DeRezzo now as I look to the sideline who just came off the field. But regardless, the Tigers do pick up another first down. It's a gain of 16 to Best. First and 10 from the Alamogordo 43. Tigers going left to right, going to the I now. And Best will hand it off. It is Bloom taking it off to the far side, and they'll get positive yardage. Looks like a gain of 2. And we've got a whistle and an injured Alamogordo player. And I think that might be Bloom, as it was the player with the football, so Bryson a little worse for wear after that run. And so we'll take a timeout. 10:23 to go, third quarter. Las Cruces 21, Alamogordo nothing on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. And we'll return here to Tiger Stadium right after this.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company, 318 South White Sands Boulevard, or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Remember, if something seems too good to be true, it often is. This is AJ from First National Bank. Trust your
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019, and Bloom will throw a completion to Bowman. Just a slant coming in from the far sideline. Completion is made to the 49. It's a gain of 4. Third catch of the night for Bowman, and it'll be a 3rd down and 4 for Alamogordo. Bryson was helped off the field by both Devin Brown and David Maldonado, and he was not putting any weight on his right leg, so can't be understated how big of a loss that would be for Alamogordo, not just on offense but defense, maybe even more on defense. Toss play to the right, and they fake the reverse. Saris has got it. He's trying to fight for the yardage, and he's going to be driven out of bounds by the Bulldogs, and I think he got right back to the line of scrimmage. The reverse might have worked better there. I don't know if that was the call, but I got to think if you're Alamogordo, you're going for it. It's near midfield, 4th down and medium. And, yeah, Tigers keeping the offense on the field. So Alamo needs the loss. Cruces 47. They're on their own 48-yard line. Get out of the huddle with plenty of time. 15 on the play clock. So 2 receivers to the top. Best will roll to his left, looking to throw. And now trying to get out of the backfield, and he gets away from one of the Bulldog defenders, and throw to the middle of the field is going to be incomplete as Walter tried to get in there and get the interception again, but underthrown, and Alamogordo will turn it over on downs for the 2nd time tonight. So it'll be Bulldog football with 9:09 remaining here in quarter number 3. And they'll take over at the Alamogordo 48. Three touchdown passes in the first half for Gunnar Guardiola. Two receivers at the top, one at the bottom. And the snap and handoff this time will go to one of the receivers, and that is Barunda. Barunda taking off the far side, still going up the far sideline before he's pushed out of bounds, but he gets across the 40 to the 35 and down to the 30. It's going to be a gain of 18. Or is there... Okay, I thought for a second that the head official was waving him back, but I think he's just standing back there. So gain of 18 for Barunda as he came on the jet sweep. I think it's the first time they've actually handed it off to the receiver in that on that play. Bulldogs 3 wide receivers and 1 man in the backfield with Guardiola. They'll send Amaro out to the slot on the far side. So Guardiola back there by himself, stands up in the pocket, throws deep, and he has got his man in there for the touchdown, right on the money. Amaro catches it on a string. Guardiola 30 yards to the end zone for the touchdown. Tigers had a defender right there. That was just a really, really good throw. That's the second or third time that I just, Alamo played defensively pretty well. And, was in the area, but, an absolute bullet of the pass and caught Amaro in stride. He didn't have to slow down or anything or go speed up to get it. 4 touchdown passes now for Guardiola in the night. Kick is up. That one misses. So it is no good to the far side, and 27-0. 8:51 to go here in quarter number 3. Las Cruces leads Alamogordo You're listening to Tiger Football on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Remember, if something seems too good to be true, it often is. This is AJ from First National Bank. Trust your instincts and stay vigilant to online fraud. Protect yourself from becoming a victim. Think before you act. If you have any concerns, contact your bank for further assistance.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Use the equity in your home to finance your dreams. This is Leanne Bain from First National Bank. Plan that special vacation, those home improvements, or simply pay off high interest rate bills. It's easy. Apply for your home equity line of credit today.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to credit approval.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the games!
Almost a carbon copy of the kickoff right before the end of the first half, where they pinned Tristan Bowman down inside the 5. Unfortunately for Tristan, he had a little more trouble containing the football, and by the time he gathered in, he was stopped at the 10-yard line, and so the Tigers start deep in their own territory after Las Cruces takes a 28-0 lead. 8:37 to go in the third quarter. Best will take the snap, hand it off to Sarah Saris, who goes left side, breaks off one tackle, still fighting hard at the 15. And now the officials are going to call forward progress at the 16. Probably all we've seen for Bryson Bloom tonight, because it looks like they've got his cleat off here on the sideline. And so, unfortunately for Bryson, came up a little lame on the last carry he had right about midfield. And like I said, that's a huge loss for Alamogordo in all senses. He does so much for Alamo, both running the football and what he does defensively. Snap a little bit low. Best has got it, though, and he is looking to throw it and trying to get the screen out to Sarah Saris, but it never really developed. And so it'll be 3rd down and 4. Tigers with the ball in their own 16 and hoping to not give it right away again to Las Cruces and give them another chance to add on to what is a 28-0 lead. 2 receivers to the top, lead back off to the left. Best will take the snap and he'll be running off to that left side. Cuts in, he's got the first down across the 20, still fighting hard across the 25, nearly gets to the 30-yard line. Now another strong effort there from Nate Best as he'll go to the 30. And that's a gain of 14 on the run. As I think that'll put him over 100 yards rushing. Indeed it will, 101 on the night. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers at their own 30. I think that's what will be frustrating tonight for Alamo is they've picked up first downs. It hasn't just been 3 and out, and they've been able to move the football a little bit tonight, but just haven't been able to finish drives. Handoff will go to Sarah Saris, who breaks one tackle right at about the line of scrimmage and still fights for more yardage. And they call forward progress to about the 33, but gain of 3. Probably if they let that go a little bit longer, but then again they also blew the whistle, so I'm going to say Cruces players probably pulled up a bit. 2nd and 7 here for the Tigers. 6:41 to go in the third quarter on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. Sorry. Las Cruces leading 28-0. If you don't know, one of the traditions for Alamogordo band, the seniors dress up in Halloween costumes on senior night. Here's a handoff, Sarah Saris over to the far side. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Takes it off left tackle, but the Bulldogs get him in the backfield. Third and 7 for the Tigers. I look down here to my left, and up on the stand where, they direct the band, there's a Pickle and Garfield standing up there. You try to focus on your job and pay attention to the football game, and it's Garfield and a Pickle that are messing you up. All right, here we go. 3rd and 7. Alamogordo trailing 28-0. Running back to the right of Best. And he'll take the snap. A little bit of a roll to his right, looking to throw. And he put it right on the money there for Arona, but knocked away. Looked like Walter was in there on coverage. Boy, number 8 has been all over the place tonight for Las Cruces, and Alamo will have to punt here from their own 33. They do pick up a first down the drive, but no more. It's a pretty good throw from Best, but better defense from Las Cruces. Bulldog returner back at about his own 30-yard line. 2 wide receivers. 2 wide receivers, I'm sorry. 2 gunners out there. 4th down. And so Sarah Saris, good snap. And he will line drive kick that. And it'll go off the chest of the Bulldog returner. That's Amaro. Amaro able to fight for some extra yardage there, and then a whole bunch of penalty flags come in late. Well, I don't know if that was all for the same penalty or if that was right there at the end. So we'll untangle this, but now these guys got to figure out whose penalty flag is whose. Personal foul, face mask, Alamogordo. And so that'll be 15. So the Bulldogs will take it into Alamogordo territory with that penalty. And at the 46-yard line, that's where Las Cruces will begin this drive. And unfortunately, with the penalty yardage there, that's it's almost one of those where, gosh, we should have gone for it kind of thing, but you had no idea how that was going to turn out. Guardiola going to take the snap out of the shotgun, puts a man in motion, and he will fake the handoff, give it to Amaro instead. Amaro gets away from one tackler. He's at the 40, he's at the 35, and he'll be tripped up at about the 30-yard line as Yadiel Torado comes in and makes the stop. And that'll take the ball to the 28-yard line. That's a gain of 22 on the run for Amaro. He really hasn't racked up the yards quite as much, but I think Alamo was doing their best to take him out of the game plan a little bit. And Guardiola has shined tonight. Faked the handoff, and here's the throw, and it's complete. Barunda at the 10 is going to be spun down there, but he was coming across the pattern, and nobody went with him from the near side to the far side. And so Guardiola pulled it out on the read option and found him with about 10 yards between him and any Tiger defender. Ball goes all the way down to the 8-yard line, and that's another gain of 22. Clock hitting 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Las Cruces in control, 28-0. And they'll go to the Wildcat with Amaro, the only man in the backfield. They'll bring the wing from the far side. Amaro will keep it, and Amaro will run it in the end zone from 8 yards out. And that's his first rushing touchdown of the evening. 26 on the season for him now. And so 33-0. Yeah, by the way, I forgot the extra point was no good. I think I said it's been 28-0. So anyway, I think Cruces is going to try to make it 35 here. By the way, learned that the scoring a 2-point conversion it's called an octopus now. That was a new thing I learned in the last few weeks. I don't think that has always been a thing, but I don't know. I have a weird, hard time calling something an octopus. Amaro's going to throw, and he overthrew his receiver. And so the 2-point try is no good, and it's 33-0. 3:42 to go here in quarter number 3 with Las Cruces in front of Alamogordo on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to Tiger Football on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Transform your home with Ochoa Stucco. Whether it's a fresh look or a durable finish, their expert team delivers quality and style. Say goodbye to bland exteriors and hello to stunning curb appeal. Ochoa Stucco, always a flawless finish. 442-6745.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Take advantage of OSU's Visa Platinum credit card for those extra school expenses. It offers a low intro rate of 2.99% APR on purchases and balance transfers for 12 months. OSU now offers buy now, pay later installment payments, and tap to pay convenience. Apply online today. Visit www.oterofcu.org. 13.96% to 18% APR after 12 billing cycles. Based on credit worthiness, all loans subject to credit approval. Other restrictions may apply. Installment payments available after intro rate expires. Federally insured by NCUA.
Logs kickoff back to about the 5-yard line, to the 10, to the 15, and getting to about the 20 is Moreno before he's brought down, and that's about where the Tigers will begin this possession. Tigers still looking for their first points of the evening tonight. I said it hasn't been, Almost maybe not move the ball as well as they normally do, but well over 100 yards rushing as a team, and I think they've got around 50 yards receiving, which is actually far more than they usually have, because they're mainly staying on the ground. But 33-0 Las Cruces if you're just tuning in. And so Best will hand it off and to the left side, and that's a new running back for the Tigers, number 20, Kamani Patterson, in there for the carry. And I'll go to the 21. So also, if you're just joining us, no more Bryson Bloom. He's got ice on his right leg and is sitting on the athletic trainer's table down here. So he is, I would imagine, done for the night. So it looks like it'll be Patterson and Sarah Saris handling the running back duties, at least for now. 2 receivers at the top, 1 at the bottom. And the handoff Patterson again, and goes straight up the middle, and he'll be stood up maybe a yard past the line of scrimmage. Yeah, it looks like they gave him 2. So it'll be a 3rd down and about 5 for the Tigers. Need to get it to the 27. Ball's now at the 24, 23. So 3rd and 4 for the Tigers. And 2 receivers at the top, 1 at the bottom. And fake the handoff Best. And Best looking for some forward progress there, but not going to get much. I think he got back to the line of scrimmage. So no gain. Certainly look like the Tigers are going to keep the offense on the field. Maybe if anything to draw on offsides, or perhaps they've got the personnel they need in there for the punt. I don't know, because you've got Sarah Saris in there already. Tigers going to line up in the eye. I bet they're going to try to draw them off sides. 5 on the play clock. Yeah. Timeout called by Coach Cisco. And so we'll take a break. 1:25 remaining here in the third quarter. Tigers will face a 4th and 4. You're listening to Tiger Football on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Tigers do keep the offense out on the field, and they got whistles right as the ball was snapped. Not sure what happened there. Okay, I guess we're going to try it again. 2 receivers at the top, 1 at the bottom here for the Tigers. And Best, the offensive line just let everybody through. I have no idea what happened there. I mean, I guess they were trying for a screen, but I think there was a little bit of miscommunication on what the play call was there, to be honest. I think maybe they were trying to throw a wide receiver screen out to the far side, but I, for the life of me, no idea. So it'll be Las Cruces football at the Alamogordo 20. But yeah, they snapped, and the offensive line didn't even chip anybody. They just let the guys through. So must have been something that they had worked on. And here's a fake of the handoff, and then a handoff to Amaro. And Amaro, 10-5. He will easily get his way into the end zone for the touchdown. And Las Cruces in front now, 39-0. Now, I definitely like the call for Alamogordo going for it. You know, you're down big. Why not try something? But yeah, I don't think that was the way that it was supposed to go, is I guess what I would say. But anyhow, extra point try coming up for the Bulldogs. And Guardiola the holder. The kick is through the uprights and good. And so it is Las Cruces 40, Alamogordo nothing. 1 minute remaining in the third quarter. We'll have a running clock for at least the time being, unless Alamogordo can get on the scoreboard. So we'll be back right after this.
Use the equity in your home to finance your dreams. This is Leanne Bain from First National Bank. Plan that special vacation, those home improvements, or simply pay off high interest rate bills. It's easy. Apply for your home equity line of credit today.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to credit approval.
Remember, if something seems too good to be true, it often is. This is Emily from First National Bank. Trust your instincts and stay vigilant to online fraud. Protect yourself from becoming a victim. Think before you act. If you have concerns, contact your bank for further assistance.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Las Cruces will kick it deep, leading 40-0, and Bowman takes it from the 5 to the 10 to the 15 to the 20, trying to get around a corner, but is going to be met by 3 Bulldogs players, and will be pushed back, and So Alamogordo will take over right at about their own 20-yard line. Well, I didn't think that the clock was supposed to stop on the kickoff like that. I always forget what the rules are. I got to say, it's been a while since I've called the game with a running clock, which I think is superb. The rules sometimes you forget. They do start the clock. So, yeah, I think they were supposed to be running it there, but unfortunately there had been some years there for Alamo. That was a relatively normal thing. Here's a handoff up the middle. That does not get a whole lot. And is Sarah Saris that gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no further. And so no gain for him. It'll be likely the final play of the quarter. I don't know if Alamo will hurry up and try to get one off here before the end of the third. They will go set up. Maybe, if anything, just get off a hard count here. 3 on the play, or 3 on the game clock, 2-1. Well, they did get it off just before. And Best will take it off right side, and he's going to get good yardage here. He'll take it out to almost the 30-yard line. Looks like the 29, a gain of 8 for Best, who, again, has eclipsed 100 yards rushing in a game this season. But unfortunately, his team down 40-0 as we go to the fourth quarter on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to Tiger Football here on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 19.
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Take advantage of OSU's Visa Platinum credit card for those extra school expenses. It offers a low intro rate of 2.99% APR on purchases and balance transfers for 12 months. OSU now offers buy now, pay later installment payments, and tap to pay convenience. Apply online today. Visit www.oterofcu.org. 13.96% to 18% APR for 12 billing cycles. Based on credit worthiness, all loans subject to credit approval. Other restrictions may apply. Installment payments available after intro rate expires. Federally insured by NCUA.
Tigers with a 3rd and 2 here. Snaps a little bit low, and it's picked up in the backfield. But the Bulldogs are there quickly, and it's going to be a big loss for the Tigers on 3rd down. So a bad snap, and Sarah Saris was the one who eventually picked it up, and he is going to be swallowed up in the backfield. And the Tigers will face a 4th down and long, and this time they line it up to punt. I'll be curious to see if Bulldogs are going to put in some of their second stringers here as we head into the 4th quarter. And I'm sure for them, when they've been in this situation a few times, the goal is to make sure that nobody gets hurt when you're up by 40. And I think we're going to get a false start. Well, outside's actually on Cruces. Okay. I think your Alamo, maybe you think about putting the offense back out there if it's 5 yards to Cruces. Yeah, I would, goes to 30, so it'll be 4th and 1. And Alamo's going to use a timeout here. Yeah, I think they'll keep the offense on the field. We'll see what happens when we come back. Tigers down 40-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. Trying to get some positive things done here before the end of this one. We'll be right back.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Offense on the field for the Tigers. And they will just snap it to the receiver who got under center. He was coming across on a in motion and just got under center and took it forward. That was Sarah Saris. So it's a gain of 2, and the Tigers will move the chains. So the offsides from the Bulldogs allows the Tigers to keep the drive alive. 1st and 10 from their own 32-yard line. Again, if you're just tuning in, 40-0 Las Cruces. So the Bulldogs in control of this game. And Alamogordo will line it up in the shotgun. As Best will fake the handoff, run straight ahead, break a couple of tackles, break another tackle to the 40. Nate's still fighting hard and will be ushered out of bounds by Bulldog defender. And so Alamogordo moves the chains to the 47-yard line. And that will move the chains again. Yeah, just looking at the Las Cruces defense, it looks like they're a little bit no, it looks like that's the offense or defensive starters there. So no change in their setup. Just looking around, I see Walter still out there and a couple other the starters as well. Here's the snap, rolling to his left. Option toss out to Sarah Saris. Sarah Saris able to break one tackle, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. It looks like he will get there, maybe get a yard out of that. Bulldogs stretch that play out well. And, yeah, it is a gain of 1 for Sarah Saris. Tigers going right to left. Ball at their own 49-yard line. And, again, a running clock. So if plays go out of bounds or an incompletion, clock doesn't stop on those. Only thing it'll stop on is timeouts, or I think if it's a change of possession, it stops too. 2 receivers at the top and 1 at the bottom. And quick throw to the outside is going to be complete. And that ball is going to come out at the end of the play. I think Alamogordo got back on it. I believe it was DeRezzo who got the catch. He was pretty close to the first down, but the fumble came out. And I believe Bowman got on that. He did. So the eventual end of the play goes to the 46-yard line, and it'll be a 3rd down and about 3 for the Tigers. 8 minutes to go in this game. Tigers trying to avoid the shutout. 2 receivers at the bottom and 1 at the top, and Las Cruces wants a timeout. So the clock stop with 7:54 to go. We'll take another break. Tigers down 40-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. And this is Tiger Football on Alamo Sports and Talk.
Did you know that First National Bank is the only locally owned and operated bank in Otero County? This is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Our associates are the best. Not only do they provide great customer service, but they also serve in various roles with organizations in our community. They help at schools and even raise money for scholarships at NMSUA. Does your out-of-state bank or credit union care about our community like we do? Come see our friendly and knowledgeable associates today.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Tigers with a 3rd down and 3. 7:54 to go in the ballgame. Cruces in control. Number 1 team in the state headed to 8-0. Tigers 4-5 and 1-4 in district, with a bye week on the horizon for Alamogordo. Under center for Best. Man comes in motion. And Best will fake the handoff. Looking to throw and nowhere to go to. And that is going to be picked off. 2nd time tonight, Walter, as Best just trying to get rid of it. And that's pretty much the same as the first interception. But the Tigers ran a play action, and the Bulldogs did not bite on it. And Bulldogs will take over at their own 44-yard line. So the Bulldogs still standing over at their sideline. And I was waiting to see if they are going to a backup quarterback, and indeed it looks like it. So they'll go to that Jackson Alba, number 14. It looks like he's the running back, actually. I'll tell you who the quarterback here is in just a second. There's the snap and run going off to the far side and up the far sideline and into the open at the 40. And almost to the 30-yard line before he's brought down. That is Aldo Gallegos. He is a sophomore. And I would imagine maybe the starter next year for Las Cruces with Guardiola graduating this season. Ball goes to the 28-yard line. And so 1st and 10 now from the Alamogordo 28. One receiver to the bottom, two to the top. Out of the shotgun, it is Gallegos. Puts a man in motion. And looked like they were running out of time on the play clock, so the Bulldogs will use another timeout. So again, a timeout on the field. 6:43 to go in the ball game. Bulldogs on their way to the victory. We will again check in with our sponsors and return here to Tiger Stadium. You're listening to Tiger Football.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Another run for the Bulldogs on 1st and 10 out of the timeout. Gallegos, who's coming at quarterback, goes off left side, and well, that young man's got some serious speed. He juked away from one defender, and I thought the Tigers had that pretty well stopped up over towards the far sideline, but Gallegos ends up making that a gain of 9, and it'll be 2nd down and 1. Two receivers at the bottom and one at the top. Here's the snap. Gallegos will hand it off. And straight up the middle, this is Jason Alba, the junior running back. Looks like he's got the 1st down. Only gained about 1, but it is enough to move the chains. 1st and 10 for Las Cruces. So the Bulldogs have Carlsbad next week. Alamo's off. And I'm not sure who. Hobbs. Maybe they have Clovis. They may have Clovis this week. I'm not trying to remember who has who this week and who's got the bye. One receiver to the top, two to the bottom. Tigers, of course, are going to their bye next week. Man in motion. Stops right at about the end of the line. Handoff again goes to Alba. And he will be driven out of bounds by the Tigers at about the 15. They give him the 13-yard line. And a gain of about 6. Clock continues to roll with about 5 minutes remaining in the game. And 2nd down and 4 now for the Bulldogs. As add on one more here before this one about comes to a close. Two receivers at the top and one at the bottom. And the snap and it is handed off. And trying to turn the corner and eventually able to do so. It is Alba fighting for the pylon, but going to end up maybe a yard or two short. He gets it down to the 2. And so Las Cruces will have a 1st and goal from the Alamogordo 2. Tigers had a chance to maybe bring him down early in the play, but Alba showed off some speed and able to get around the outside of the Tiger defense. And with that play starting on the far hash, he had a lot of room to work coming towards the near sideline. So the ball spotted on the near hash at the 2. And it's backup quarterback Aldo Gallegos in there, backup running back Jackson Alba. And Gallegos will keep it himself as he runs it off left side, gets into the end zone for the Bulldog touchdown. And they lead 46-0. And the Bulldogs will line up. I'm trying to remember, wasn't Cruces one of the teams Alamogordo's played that were still doing the swinging gate formation? Cruces was doing that last year, weren't they? Or was that Centennial? I'm trying to remember who that was. I was doing that in the schedule last year, and Alamo had some trouble with that, if I remember right. But they haven't lined. They just lined up for extra points all night long. And the kick is up and through the uprights. It is good. So Las Cruces goes now in front, now 47-0. 3:03 remaining. And we'll take a break. We'll come right back. Tigers will have one more possession, and then this one will be in the books. You're listening to Tiger Football.
Looking to transform your home's exterior? Meet Rudy Ochoa. With years of experience in stucco, Rudy and his crew deliver quality craftsmanship and stunning flawless finishes. 575-442-6745.
We are the Veterans Health Administration, and our hands provide life-changing care to over 9 million veterans across more than 1,200 facilities nationwide. Join hands with us to make an impact in your community. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov.
Take advantage of OSU's Visa Platinum credit card for those extra school expenses. It offers a low intro rate of 2.99% APR on purchases and balance transfers for 12 months. OSU now offers buy now, pay later installment payments, and tap to pay convenience. Apply online today. Visit www.oterofcu.org. 13.96% to 18% APR after 12 billing cycles. Based on credit worthiness, all loans subject to credit approval. Other restrictions may apply. Installment payments available after intro rate expires. Federally insured by NCUA.
So they adjusted the clock. It's now 3:50 remaining here in the game, and the run will go out to about the 20-yard line on the kickoff return, and that's where the Tigers will take over. I think they were running the clock during the extra point, is why. But I think it should be running right now. They have it stopped, so I don't know. It is what it is. Tigers down 47-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. And here's the snap and the handoff. Going off right side for Saraceres. And he'll pick up 2, it looks like. Well, the Tigers still have a shot at the playoffs. Obviously got to beat Clovis, and then going to sort of have to see how everything plays itself out around the rest of the state. We'll have a better picture going into that last week of the season for Alamogordo. I think now the question is, how banged up is Bryson Bloom? Hopefully it's something that he can bounce back from in the bye week. Penalty flag comes in as Bess was trying to run it off left side. They'll stop the clock, and probably going to be a hold. Personal foul, face mask. No, never mind. Personal foul, face mask on Las Cruces. So that's going to go 15 yards, and will give Alamogordo a first down. But again, for the Tigers, it'll be very interesting to see if they can get in as an 11 or 12 seed. But the biggest thing, obviously, you have to win that game against Clovis. If that doesn't happen, that's not going to. I don't think it's going to be an easy game. It's a long road trip, and Clovis. I know they've struggled this year wins-loss wise, but they've played a very tough schedule, and they're, you could argue, kind of fighting for the same thing. As Best tries to take it off right side, and then as he looked to reverse field, he stumbled and fell down in the backfield, so it's going to be a loss of maybe 5. As we close in on 2.5 minutes remaining in the game. So the Tigers will get a chance to rest up a little bit, maybe get some guys back. It's one of those where they really could have used a bye week this week or a couple weeks ago, and just to kind of heal up some guys, but just not the way that it broke for them. And faking the handoff, Best is going to keep it, and he'll try to go off right side, and he'll be swallowed up by multiple Bulldog defenders. And I think at this point now you're just hoping Nate will hop up okay after some of these plays. I think for Alamo, you don't want anybody to get hurt here late in this one too. Same for Las Cruces. So it'll be 3rd and long, 1:30 or so to go in the game. And the Tigers are going to line up I formation now. And so Best will hand it off, and they run straight up the middle. Go for a couple of yards. Saris gets the carry for Alamogordo. And I think Alamo's just going to keep the offense on the field. And I would assume if they don't get it here, Bulldogs will just take a knee and finish it out. Like I said, I believe the clock does stop on change of possession. Tigers do line up I formation, and Rowe trying to get out of position over on the far side. He gets there. And fake of the handoff. Best will pull out on the bootleg and try to turn the corner. And he fights for extra yardage and eventually will be pushed out of bounds. Will not get the first down. And will turn the ball over on downs. And I don't think Las Cruces has to run a play here. 22 on the play clock. Yeah, so nobody has to run a play, and we'll do handshakes at the 50 as Las Cruces remains undefeated on their season. 8-0 now for them and 4-0 in district. They'll play Carlsbad next week. Alamogordo heads in their bye week, 4-5, 1-4 in district. And so the Bulldogs pick up the victory. We will take a break and come back and wrap this one up from Tiger Stadium. It's Alamogordo falling to the Bulldogs 47-0.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Halloween is here with spooky fun, haunted houses, and pumpkin patches. It's also a time to remember to safeguard against identity theft. This is Deborah Romero, President of First National Bank. Helpful tips include protecting your Social Security number, using strong passwords, and practicing internet and computer safety. Don't be spooked. If you have concerns, please visit with our friendly associates. They will help you stay informed. Wishing you a safe and happy Halloween.
First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
Join Stand Up to Cancer and Jazz Pharmaceuticals to raise awareness of small cell lung cancer and accelerate the pace of research. Ask your healthcare provider about screening options that might be right for you or a loved one. Visit standuptocancer.org/lung to learn more.
Take advantage of OSU's Visa Platinum credit card for those extra school expenses. It offers a low intro rate of 2.99% APR on purchases and balance transfers for 12 months. OSU now offers buy now, pay later installment payments, and tap to pay convenience. Apply online today. Visit www.oterofcu.org. 13.96% to 18% APR after 12 billing cycles. Based on credit worthiness, all loans subject to credit approval. Other restrictions may apply. Installment payments available after intro rate expires. Federally insured by NCUA.
Welcome back to Tiger Stadium. Alamogordo falls 47-0 to Las Cruces. A first half that I thought was pretty competitive back and forth, and now we're able to stop the Bulldogs from scoring on their opening drive. Took the ball across midfield, but turned it over on downs. Cruces would go down the field. I think it was an Alamogordo fumble on their next drive. Cruces made it 14-0, but then on the next drive for the Tigers, they go down and get it inside the 10, but throw an interception on third down. And the Bulldogs would go down the field and score. It was 21-0 at half, and second half, Alamo never really got the offense going in the same way. I think Alamo ended up with 3 turnovers in this game, 3 or 4 tonight. And, that was never going to be the recipe for them to get a victory over the Bulldogs. Now, it's a very good football team on the other side. Can't say enough how impressed I was with the quarterback, Gunnar Guardiola. We knew Daniel Amaro was going to be very good, but some of the throws that Guardiola made tonight were very, very impressive. It's going to be a tough team for somebody to beat in the postseason. They just do so much well on both sides, or I should say both facets of offense, and really on defense, they're a solid team as well. So, one of those things, if this is it's going to be a tough team for somebody to beat come the end of the season, which I think is great that, you've got for sure 2 teams that, you feel like can win the state title this year. Maybe there's going to be 3 or 4 that get into the mix. Volcano Vista, La Cueva, Hobbs, Centennial, maybe they're, playoffs are a different beast. Things happen, but certainly Cruces deservedly looks like the favorite at the moment. And I guess I'm curious to see if Centennial can give them a game, if anybody in the district can give them a game, because so far they have just been running roughshod on the district. And I think Alamo's the first district team to hold them under 50. That's something. I can't really throw much more on top of that. But, for the Tigers, they get a bye week chance to try and bounce back against Clovis. They need that win if there's any shot of making the playoffs. Unfortunately, it's going to be one of those that you're still leaving in other people's hands. If you beat Carlsbad last week and you beat Clovis to finish the season, they're not going to keep you out of the playoffs. But now it's going to depend a lot on how the district finishes out. I think I saw El Dorado was beating Albuquerque High. That's probably not the good scenario. That's the way I would say it. Because El Dorado, there's a good chance that they could win out. And that would give them a better record overall than Alamogordo. We can play with all of the variations over the next few weeks and try to figure all of that out. So it's one of those that, the Tigers will take control and then wait and see if they'll be a playoff team at the end of the season. But they'll get a chance to rest next week and then make the long trip out to Clovis. Do want to run through a bunch of scores that I got for you guys. The Alamo boys soccer team lost 6-2 to Mayfield tonight, and so they will be back at it on Tuesday at Las Cruces. Alamogordo girls, they fell on the road 8-0 to Mayfield tonight. They'll be at home against Las Cruces on on Tuesday. That'll be senior night for them. Alamogordo volleyball lost in straight sets tonight to Las Cruces High, and so they'll be back at home on Tuesday. They'll be hosting Gadsden. The the Thule volleyball team picked up a win on the road over Hatch Valley tonight in 4 sets. They'll open district on Tuesday against Ruidoso. The Cloudcroft volleyball team opened district tonight against Capitan. That gets them to 9-7 with a win, a straight sets win, 1-0 in district. They'll be at home against Lordsburg on Saturday. Mescalero Apache lost in straight sets tonight at Lordsburg. They'll be at home against Mesilla Valley Christian on Saturday. And they're, I think, 1-15, 0-1 in district now. Yeah, we had a lot of games going on tonight. And let's see, what do we got for out-of-town scores? See if we can get a couple for you guys. There wasn't a lot of updating going on the, NMOT Sports. And there wasn't actually a whole lot going on Max Preps either. Last score that's been posted is 14-10 El Dorado. Goddard looks like they'll beat Mayfield up 41-10. Deming will beat Santa Teresa. They're up 42-16. Valley should beat Del Norte 32-15. I don't see an update on Sandia and West Mesa. So the Tigers will try to bounce back next week, or should the week after next. And, of course, we'll be there for that one. Clovis and Alamogordo coming up on Halloween night. That should be a fun one. I will say one thing real quick with Bryson Bloom. I do see him walking out on the field right now. He's certainly not putting a whole lot of weight on his right leg, but we'll certainly hope the best for him as he went down with an injury in the second half. That'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Thanks for listening to the Otero Federal Credit Union postgame show as the Alamogordo Tigers fall on the Richardson Motor scoreboard 47-0 to Las Cruces. The sponsors for tonight's broadcast, as we mentioned, Otero Federal Credit Union, Las Cruces, Otero Federal Credit Union, sorry, the Winner's Circle, Ryan Richardson Motor Company, First National Bank, and Ochoa Stucco. Sorry, I made myself laugh there. It's late in the night. We'll have a full recap on the roundup tomorrow as well, 2 to 3 p.m. here on Alamo Sports and Talk, so we'll talk to you all then as well. And stay with us here on Alamo Sports and Talk. I'm sure they'll have updates for you guys on baseball that's going on tonight, NFL. So hang out here on 1230 a.m. and 101.9 FM.
No roadblocks are scheduled today on Highway 70, 54 South, or 380. For the latest roadblock information, call 575-678-1178. Tonight's forecast is calling for mostly clear skies, and Alamogordo expect an overnight low of 61, Cloudcroft an overnight low of 45. For tomorrow, sunny skies, clear tomorrow night. Alamogordo tomorrow, high of 79.